Hello everyone. So today in this video we're going to talk about the Boolean data type. So it will be a short video in which we'll just be discussing about the Booleans. So let us begin. So overview for this, we'll see what Boolean values are followed by some examples, and then casting to Boolean, how various data types can be casted to Boolean, and what is converted to what. So we'll see about the casting, a few examples followed by that, and then we'll see a sample code. So let's begin. Alright, so Boolean values represent only one of the two values, so which is true or false. So only these two are the possible values which a Boolean data type can hold, or a bool data type in Python. So that is about Boolean data type. And the examples are, let's say if you want to print this, so if you print 10 is greater than 9. Now since this is not in a double or single quotes, this is not a string and it is a logical expression, so this logical expression will either be true or false. In this case 10 is greater than 9, that is absolutely true, so this will print true for us. In the second line it says print 10 equal to 9. So we saw in the operators that double equal to means they should be same. If they are same, then it returns true. In this case 10 and 9, they're not equal, that's why the second print statement should return false. Now the third one says 10 is less than 9. So again this is a logical expression and it is false because 10 is not less than 9. So these three statements will print true, false and false. Now in the second example over here, where we are taking A as 200 and B as 33. Now we are writing if else condition. We'll discuss if else and loops later on in the series, but it is pretty basic to understand at least. If something is true, then execute some lines of code, else some other lines of code will be executed. So if B is greater than A, then this will be printed, else this will be printed. So it is pretty simple. Now in this case B is 33 and A is 200. So is B greater than A? No, 33 is not greater than 200. That's why this statement will not be executed and the else statement will be executed, which says print B is not greater than A. So if we run this code, this will be printed, B is not greater than A, so which is correct. Now moving on, so casting to Boolean. So in Python, when you are casting to Boolean, so you need to know which will return true and which things will return false. So basically if you see the first column over here, or the second column rather, it shows what all things will be returning false when we are trying to cast to Boolean. So if your original data type is string and if it is empty, then if you are trying to convert it to Boolean, it will return false. However, if your string is not empty, that means even if there is a single space in between the double quotes, then the Boolean will return true if you are converting it to Boolean. Now number, if the number is 0, it will be converted to false, and if the number is not 0, that will simply be converted to true. Now for list and tuple, if it is empty, it will be converted to false when typecasting to Boolean, and if it is not empty, if it contains any values, then on typecasting to Boolean you'll get true. So that is about casting to Boolean. Now let us see some examples. So the following will return true. If I am converting the string ABC to Boolean, I'll use the bool command or the bool function to do it, and that will return true. Similarly, if I'm taking any number which is not equal to 0, in this example we are taking 123 or 123, and if we are converting it to Boolean, that will again return true. Then we have a list over here, a list with 3 strings. So if on converting this list to Boolean, again that will be returning true. Now similarly, examples of what will return false. So when we are converting false, now you have to see that this is not string over here. It is already Boolean. So it is Boolean and it is false. So when you are already converting false, which is Boolean, to Boolean, it will stay the same, that is false. Now if you take bool of none, now none is considered as basically empty or nothing in Python. So it is a keyword. So when you try to convert that to Boolean, that will again give you false. Now, like I mentioned in the earlier slide, uh, all the empty values and empty string as well as 0, those will also return false. So bool of 0 will give you false. Again, bool of an empty string will give you false. But if you insert a space over here or anything else, that will give you true. Now empty tuple and even lists and arrays, so those will also give you false. So that is about the examples. Now we'll just see all of this in the sample code. So let us see the sample code. So if I'm taking a string, an empty string, and I'm converting it to Boolean, so after converting, I'll get false like we saw in the slides. But as soon as I add anything in between, even a space, and it will be changed to true. So similarly, even if I write A, B, C, D, that will still be true. Or even if I write numbers in the string, that will again be true. So numbers even without the double quotes, anything which is not 1, which is not 0 will be true. So you cannot lead with 0, it's not allowed in Python. But when I take the integer or the whole number 0, so that will be false on converting to Boolean. Now similarly, let's try with lists and tuples. So if I take an empty list, that will give me false, but as soon as I add elements in it, something like this will give me true. Now I can also access each and every individual elements of the list and find out what they are. Like for example, let's say if I have a 0 in between, and if I take a of 0, which denotes the number 2, it will be true. Now if I take a of 1, which is false because this is 0 right here. So that was about list, and similarly you can try with tuples as well. So I'll just take a new, let's say b equals to a, b, c, and on converting it to Boolean, so this returns true, and as soon as I erase everything inside and it is an empty tuple, so that will return false. So now there's one more interesting thing actually. Let's say if I'm taking a string in S1, so I already showed you when I take something like any random string and I convert it to bool, this will give me true. Now similarly, when I write, now I'm writing false into the string. So you might think that since it is false written over here and you're typecasting, so it will just simply remove the double quotes and you will get this false value as the Boolean. However, that is not happening and we still get true. Now this happens because like I showed you in the presentation, any string which is non-empty will return true. It does not check the value of the string. It will only check if it is empty or not. In this case, the string is not empty and the value doesn't matter because it is not empty, so it will be true. If it was empty, then it would have been false. So that is one interesting thing to note, and something you should be careful about when typecasting a string to Boolean. So that is it from this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.